Yeah, hello, my dear students. A very good evening and a warm welcome to IndigoLearn. This is Shiva Teja here from IndigoLearn to discuss about the today's tax paper of September 2025 attempt, how it has come out, and what kind of questions have come in the examination. Let's quickly run through the MCQs which have come in our examination. And I'll also tell you the answers for the MCQs which have come up. So don't worry, I am sure most of you would have done the MCQs right. Now, one thing is very clear that the paper has not been that much tricky as such, I would say. Few questions were of course tricky, but not everything as such. Some of them are very much manageable. I would definitely rate that 70 to 80% can be easily be achieved. When I say 70 to 80%, 70 to 80% marks questions can be easily be answered. Let me share the screen quickly, guys. Yeah. So first, let me discuss the MCQs related to income tax. Post that, I will also talk about GST MCQs as well. Come on, please see them. First case scenario. Sudipto, a resident individual, age how many years? 54 years. What he has done is, he gifted shares of an Indian company listed on recognized stock exchange to his friend Shanu to help him financially on 1/4/24. The gifted deed shares states that shares will be transferred back to Sudipto in the event of death of the Shanu. That means what? Till the lifetime of transferee, the shares will not be transferred back. If the shares cannot be transferred back till the lifetime of transferee, it is clearly regarded as a irrevocable transfer. I've discussed this during the sessions, my dear friends. Then, come on next. FMV of the shares on the date of 54 lakhs. Shanu received a gross dividend of 4,50,000 on these shares during financial year 24-25. Sudipto is engaged in the business of retail trade as proprietor. During 21-22, he paid 25,000 per month to his wife Swati as salary, being the marketing in charge. Swati does not have any professional qualification or experience for the job. This income was clubbed in the hands of Sudipto as per clubbing provisions in the financial year 21-22. Swati started her MBA studies and did not get any salary from 1/4/22 to 1/12/24. She completed her MBA course on 1/12/24 and again joined her husband's business and started getting 55,000 per month as salary, which is as per market norms. So starting clubbing was done, but subsequently it is on account of own skill and talent, then clubbing provisions will not apply if officer is satisfied. This concept is given by section 64(1)(2). Remuneration of spouse from a concern in which other spouse has got substantial interest. Next, during 24-25, Sudipto paid 54,000 as medical insurance premium by way of account paycheck for his senior citizen parents who are non-residents. Once they are non-resident, the limit is not 50,000. The limit is going to become only 25,000. Next point. Based on the above facts, answer the following questions. First one. Which of the following statement is correct as far as clubbing is concerned? Out of the most options what they are given, the best suitable option is answer A, my dear friends. It will continue to be clubbed till the time assessing officer is satisfied. If you look at the Bare Act, that is what it says. Once clubbing provisions are applied, it will continue to be clubbed unless the assessing officer is satisfied, my dear friends. Second point. What will be the amount of deduction under ATD in the hands of Sudipto? I already told you it is 25,000. Next, assume the other incomes of Sudipto and Shanu is 55 lakhs and 11 lakhs. Which of the following statement is correct in this respect? Number one, dividend income shall be clubbed in the hands of Sudipto. No, clubbing will not apply. It will be taxable in the hands of Shanu as clubbing will not apply because it is not a revocable transfer. It is clearly a case of irrevocable transfer because it cannot be revoked till the lifetime of transferee. Next point. APH's HUF is controlled by Amarendra, who is a Karta of HUF. Amarendra, an Indian citizen, stays in country T and regularly visits India. During 24-25, he visits India for 190 days and manages the affairs of HUF. That means HUF is partly controlled from India, partly controlled from outside India. And the concept is very clear, my dear friends. If it is partly controlled from India, partly from outside India, HUF is regarded as what? Resident. Now, during the immediately preceding 5 years, he visited India for 70 days each, and prior to that, he was in India for 185 days every year. What is the resident status of HUF? They are asking. First of all, we confirm that it is resident, but we need to know whether it is ROR or RNOR. To decide that, we will look at something called additional conditions. And I always advise to you, always look at second additional condition. It's easy to calculate. What is second additional condition? 730 days or more during last 7 years. Tell me, last 7 years, what is the story? 5 years, 70 into 5, 350 days. Then 185 into 2, it is 370 days. 370 plus 350 is coming to 720 days. So second additional condition is not satisfied. So there's no requirement to look at first additional condition. So HUF will definitely become resident but not ordinarily resident. Answer is option D, my dear friends. Then next question. Ravi, an Indian resident, brought an overseas tour package from Karthik, also a resident Indian, and seller of overseas tour package, and paid 7 lakhs as cost. On this 7 lakhs, we'll apply TCS at the rate of 5%. Then he also remitted 12 lakh rupees to USA under liberalized remittance scheme, LRS. Sir, LRS concept is simple, my dear friends. First 7 lakh, it is nil, and balance it is straight away 20%. So on 5 lakhs, 20% will come to 1 lakh. 1 lakh, 7 lakh, 5% is 35,000. So total put together 1,35,000. Answer is option B, my dear friends. Next, Reenu, a resident individual, age 48 years, owns 2 flats A and B in Hyderabad. She lives in flat A and gave flat B to her in-laws. She does not charge any rent. That means it is self-occupied. In the month of April, she entered into agreement to buy flat C from builder in same area as her other flats are situated. In the month of September, she took possession of flat C and started spending her weekends. Thereafter, paying a token of 11,000 to the builder. That means she has taken possession. She is enjoying that. But it is still not registered. So what? It is as good as deemed owner. She had one more flat D, which was let out at a monthly rent of 45,000 and shook during 21-22. 21-22 did not pay rent for 3 months. Reenu sold a flat on 31st March. She owned 5,000 shares of PQR Limited, Indian company, which were acquired on 1st February 22 for 180 per share. And the company bought 2,000 shares back from her and paid 420 per share. And this buyback concept, there is an amendment as per 222 clause F. Whatever amount is received, it is regarded as deemed dividend. Whatever is the cost will become a capital loss. Assume Shub pays arrears of rent. Which section talks about arrears of rent? Section 25A. On 28th June, what will be treatment if he has spent 5,000? This is irrelevant. Directly we'll take standard deduction. How much we got? 45,000 into 3, which comes to 1,35,000. 30% reduction if we take, the balance what we get is called 94,500. Is taxable even though she is not the owner. Next bit, buyback, entire figure will be taxed as deemed dividend. Already I told you, my dear friends. Then, which of the following statement is correct? She has totally 3 flats. 2 of them can be taken as self-occupied and the third one will be deemed to be let out. And we all know that this option is given to supplier himself. So these are the interesting MCQ questions in income tax, something which can be done. Hardly if student would have done some mistake, 1, 2 might go wrong, but majority can be solved very comfortably. Next, GST part. Raghu Impex Limited registered in Uttar Pradesh was involved in supplying stationery items pan-India basis. Company did not opt for registration. Proper officer inquiry finds that company is liable for registration and he granted temporary basis. Once temporary basis comes, within 90 days, you have to apply for registration. Company made following outward supplies to Telangana Agriculture Department, 2,60,400. You should see the value before tax. If it is more than 2,50,000, TDS will apply. Here it is less than 2,50,000, no TDS. 2,80,000 including GST at 12%. 2,80,000 into 100 divided by 112, it is coming to exactly 2,50,000. Here also no TDS. To Delhi State Corporation, government owned by Own Transport Corporation registered Uttar Pradesh Union Territory of Delhi for supply to Ghaziabad. So here the concept is simple. If LOS, POS is in one state, but LOR is in another state, then also TDS will not come into picture. We have discussed a special point in section 51. Next, in the month of September, company found out that while issuing invoice to the customer, company erroneously charged higher value by 52,000. Such invoice issued on 31st March. So supply happened in 23-24. Company issued credit note on 1st October 24. And they filed annual return on 15th June. And return for the month of September, October filed on 31st October, 19th November. In respect of printing material supply, what is the TDS to be done? Answer is nil. Maximum time limit, my dear friends, 30th November following the end of financial year in which supply is made. It is not in which credit note is given. It is 30th November following the end of financial year in which supply is made, or actual date of filing annual return, whichever is earlier. So considering that provision, answer is 30th November 2024, my dear friends. Next point, you have to apply for registration within 90 days. And it happened on 21st January, February, March, April. So answer is 21st April, my dear friends. Then Nilankol Chamber of Commerce organized a business summit. Safal Private Limited, a registered manufacturer, sponsored the summit and paid sponsorship fee of 1,50,000. That means who is recipient here? Recipient is Safal Private Limited. And if the recipient is body, corporate or firm, then definitely RCM will come. And they're asking about the provision till 28th February 2025. So till that date, the concept was if supplier is any person, recipient is body, corporate or firm, RCM will apply. Then independent director of Safal provided taxable service worth 40,000 in the capacity of director. This also RCM will come. So total RCM liability is 1,90,000. That means there is a value on which recipient is liable to pay tax. Next, Anant unregistered person rented commercial building to ABC and company registered firm. So simple logic, in case of commercial building, if supplier is unregistered person, recipient is registered person, RCM will come into picture. And for the month of November, firm paid rent on 29th November. Invoice issued by Anant. So please observe who gave invoice here. Invoice is given by supplier. If recipient gives invoice, we will see date of payment or date of issue of invoice by recipient. But here invoice is given by supplier. So what will you consider? Date of payment or 61st day from date of invoice, whichever is earlier. If invoice is required to be issued by supplier. But if invoice is required to be issued by recipient, what is the answer? Date of payment or date of invoice by recipient. But date of invoice by recipient is not given in the question. So we'll consider date of payment only. It is 29th November. Payment is entered on same date, receipt also same date. Then Mahadev Housing Society was registered under GST in Lucknow, UP, and society has 200 flats and 20 shops. It's a resident welfare association. Shops also might be there, but prima facie it is resident welfare association. Maintenance charges for 3 BHK flat is 8,000. Out of that, property tax 1,000 for 3 BHK flat, 1,500 for 4 BHK flat collected on behalf of municipal corporation. This concept is there in CA final, my dear friends. This concept is known as pure agent. Any amount collected by supplier from the recipient as a pure agent shall not be included in the value of supply. So what we'll take is only 7,000. Once it is 7,000, it becomes exempt. And here it becomes 8,500. It is taxable because the amount is more than 7,500. Then maintenance charge from shop is 7,000. This is also exempt. Interest of 75,000 received on fixed deposit. This is also exempt. 4 generators, each costing 1 lakh, were purchased from registered supplier for power backup, out of which 2 were installed for 3 BHK block. So 3 BHK block, we cannot take ITC because it is exempt. 4 BHK block, take ITC because it is taxable. Pipes and sanitary fitting costing 25,000 were purchased for block A. Block A is 3 BHK. So straight answer, no ITC. 3 members own 2 units each of 3 BHK type. What will happen? 3 members own 2 units each. That's okay. All inward outward supplies are intrastate supply. Ignore the effect of common credit, if any. So they are telling common credit, please ignore. Next. Block A is 3 BHK only, right? Yes, block A is 3 BHK. What is that they asked? Total amount of ITC. I already told you we'll claim ITC only on 1 lakh into 2, which is 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs, 9%, 9% means it is coming to 18,000, 18,000. That is the amount of credit that is eligible. What is the gross GST liability? I already told you 8,500 into 100 flats into 9% and 9%. 8,500 into 100 flats into 9%. which is coming to 76,500 CGST, 76,500 SGST. Answer is option A, my dear friends. Then finally, what is the value of exempt supply? After all the working, it has figured out to 11,65,000, my dear friends, because interest exempt is 75,000, and that 8,000 into 100 flats, which is coming to 8 lakhs, that is also exempt. And 1,500 per flat, we did not tax the maintenance charges into 100, which is 1,50,000. So it is coming to wait a second, something is missing. What is that? Yeah, 70 shops into how much is that? 7,000. 7,000 into 20 shops, sorry. 1,40,000. 75,000 plus 8 lakhs plus 1,50,000 plus 1,40,000. Total is coming to 11,65,000. This question was slightly tricky, but rest all questions were very much comfortable. That's our MCQs which have come in the examination. I would say that except for this last question, rest all questions have been quite comfortable, and I'm sure that majority of them would have definitely answered during the examination. So I wish you all the very best for the upcoming exams, my dear friends, and wish you all success. Do come out with flying colors. Take care, my dear friends. Shiva Teja signing off. Any further doubts, please feel free to use our forums. We'll be more than happy to reply to your queries. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.